Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us one more time to Aten Thursday at the same hour. It's 1 o'clock Eastern European time. Today, we're going to have a difficult topic in terms of the system integrators that are working with it, but exceptionally simple and easy to use for your customers. So it's worth pay some attention about this VK line of product. I'm going to show you what is all about. I'm going to demonstrate how the customer interact with its own systems via our VK. And at the end, I'm going to going through a little bit of the interface, a little bit of the configuration, just to show you that it's not that complicated to achieve a good result. That being said, let's start with some explanation about the VK line of products, what it is, what is going to solve for us. And then later, again, as I said, I'm going to show you the customer experience working with the VK system. And that being said, let's jump into it. So in our modern infrastructures, in our modern offices, our modern buildings, we have lots and lots of intelligent things. We have, for instance, intelligent climate control. We have intelligent lights where I can set up a certain amount of luminosity, not on and off, but something intermediate as well. We have curtains or blinds also that can raise up or lower depending on what the room is going to be like. We're going to have microphones and speakers, so the audio part is also integrated. And if we are going to have a conference, then most likely we're going to have cameras. So we would like to combine all these elements into one single interface. Now, why do we want that? Because, as I mentioned, there are a lot of intelligent systems in the room, intelligent lights, intelligent curtains, intelligent projector, intelligent IP camera, etc. And each of those come with its own controls. It's either a remote control or some browser-operated control or some different things. And it's kind of cumbersome for the customer to deal with all these masses of remotes. So how about instead to replace all of the controls with a simple interface, very beautifully, graphically, very intuitive for the customer to say, and very good in iconography. So that means when customer sees, like for instance, in that tablet, if he sees icon for lights, it will immediately know, okay, I can control the lights with this one, symbol of projector, okay, I can control the projector here. So this is very user-centric. Now, Aten, we do not sell the intelligent lights. We do not sell the intelligent blinds. We do not sell intelligent climate control or camera or anything of this. We sell an equipment called the VK controller, which combines all the intelligence of these elements, and we can give rules. We can decide how the room is going to behave. And I'm going to demonstrate, so I'm not going to enter details right now. So basically, we have all these intelligent things that surrounds us, like projector, other Aten equipment, like this video matrix, for instance. We have video cameras, IP usually. We have microphones, we have amplifiers, we have video stations, etc. And we would like to combine the controls into one unit. Okay, again, and this unit will have either physical buttons like those on the right, like keypads, or the ones on the left, we can have an app installed on a tablet or a phone. So again, we would like to be very easy to use for the customer. Now, this is how one of the rooms may looks like that requires a controller from Aten. And again, I told you the VK series, we actually have two controllers, the VK2100, which is the big one, and the 1100, which is a little bit smaller. So the room that requires a VK, or it can benefit for a VK, it means that we have different relays that controls, for instance, curtains or lights, also projector screens. We can have equipments that respond to serial interface, RS-232 or 485 or 422. We also can have telnet equipment. And if we mention telnet, this is over IP, so we can actually have other equipments that respond to TCP. We can have digital input and digital output like door sensors and humidity sensors and other type of equipment. And if we want this intelligence to communicate, so for instance, I would like to know the state of the lights, and depending on the state of the lights, I can decide what I would like to show on the video wall. So this kind of intelligence, equipments talking to each other can only be done if you have a VK in the middle. If you don't have a VK in the middle, this equipment, no matter how intelligent it is, it's isolated from your network. It cannot communicate with other equipment in the network, okay? So that's why we have this VK2100, which is the brain of medium to large installations. Why should you consider this? Well, there are other solutions on the market. The problem with all the solutions is that they have a slow learning curve, okay? Very slow learning curve. It means you need a lot of projects and to allocate very intelligent resources, like some of your best programmers or some of your best technicians or some of your best system administrators to handle this new type of equipment. And I don't want to scare anyone that is part of this presentation. These equipment are not for everybody, okay? This is not for everyone. So if you thrive to give your customer one of the best experience they can have, and you would like to invest some time and personnel, you will be rewarded. But again, this is not for everybody. And I will show you that we are trying to do these things simple, and we are doing things simpler than other companies, but you still need to invest some of your time. But again, for the customers, this is totally rewarding. So first of all, why should you consider Aten? Well, we always care about quality, and this also translates into reliability. We are thriving to do easy installation and also allows you to do fast troubleshooting, because as you will see, you will meet various equipments from various vendors, and some incompatibilities can occur. So you need to know who is responsible for this and how you can solve it. Expandable. Some installations can be as small as just one room. This is not complicated, no matter what equipment you have inside, but some installations can be very big, comprising in whole stores of a huge building. That means you need more equipment, more intercompatibility, more interconnectivity, etc. Robustness, real-time means we respond in less than 100 milliseconds from the moment you give the command to when the actual command is executed. And security means we are going to push the configuration and the controls in a secure manner to your tablets or to your keypads or to whatever you're going to use. Now, I mentioned that the equipment, the intelligent equipment in the room sometimes need to talk to each other. So this is what the VK series allows you. Take all the intelligence in the room and combine it into a much smarter brain, okay? We're the brain of the network. Which means we can either listen to the state of some equipment or even query for the state of some equipment to take some decisions regarding that room or that building or that production line. So what does this mean? We query and we listen. What does this mean? Let's take the listen first because it's much simpler. Let's say device A has some warning state. Normally it operates in a normal condition, but at some point it will issue a warning. And this warning can be given by a sensor, for instance, a fire sensor or a humidity sensor, or a certain state, like for instance, the doors are open and shouldn't be, or the production line is still working and it shouldn't work, etc. So different warnings. So we listen on various protocols like telnet or serial or relay. Sorry, not relay, digital input or digital output. So we listen to this kind of messages, and when the message match, we can order other devices to take action. For instance, if someone forgot the light on and it's past the working hours, this can be a warning for us. And the owner of the building can say, oh, in this case, if someone forgot the light and it's past the working hours, I would like those lights to be shut down automatically. Also, if there is a fire, for instance, God forbid, of course, the fire sensor can send the input to our VK, and the VK can open the doors, activate some fire extinguish mechanism, I don't know, open the cameras or turn the cameras to where the fire is so we can record something that's happening there. Maybe we can determine the cause, etc. Other listening methods can be even much interesting than that. For instance, we can have an audio amplifier which has a certain volume, and I would like, if the volume is too high, take some action. For instance, shut down some of the speakers. Maybe it's too high for the people in the room if it's a normal conference. If it's a rock concert, maybe I would like to put it at maximum level all the way. And also we can listen at other equipment, like for instance, a normal PC. And if the normal PC will send us some commands, we can take some actions. We can connect to intelligent equipment and we can decide to take some actions. Query means I don't have to wait for some of the equipment to send me an alert or a state. Query means I'm actively asking the equipment, hey, what is your state? Okay, maybe I need to know if the projector has some hours left in the lamp. Okay, I need to know if the lamp of the projector needs to be replaced. So I don't want to wait for the projector to tell me that. I want to ask the projector that. So that is the query. Okay, I'm actively asking equipment to send me either some parameters or some states that they are in, so I can take some action with other equipments that may benefit from it. Okay, so basically this is the same. As I told you, in large installations, maybe one single controller is not enough. Maybe it's due to the memory inside, or maybe it's mostly due to the ports that it can host. Each controller, I will show you, can host a maximum of 8 expansions. But even if those 8 expansions of each model, but even if those expansions can be not enough in some installations. So we can buy a separate controller or a secondary controller and we can expand. And of course, we can expand with multiple controllers and multiple expansion boxes. And it's so easy to control via one single set of controls, like a keypad or a tablet with the app installed. I'm going to show you the app as well and the keypad. We can also schedule events. For instance, let's say that in this very room that I'm in is going to be an event tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So I can program my VK to automatically enter in presentation or conference mode. What does this mean? So for instance, I have intelligent curtains. I would like those curtains to be shut. I would like my projector to start at 1 o'clock. I would like to enable maybe HDMI input of the projector. Let's say the speaker have an HDMI output. I will also like the lights to shut down. And I can do various things, like for instance, I can move the air conditioning to a lower temperature, because in conference you will require, or it is, how should I say, it is desirable to have a lower temperature. So I can schedule all of this, but execution will be automatically tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow when the conference takes place. Also, I can have multiple operators. For instance, I can have multiple event managers, and each event manager, I can give a tablet with the application on it. And if one of the event managers decide, okay, I would like the lights to be shut, then the synchronization is going to be done automatically on all the tablets, on all the event managers. Okay. Also, we can set up some variables. I don't want to enter technicality, but we can set up some variables. For instance, a certain level of volume that one of the audio operators is decided to have on one of the events. So if he's moving the bar here, for instance, so if he's moving the bar here and set up a volume on some level, that parameter, that variable, is going to be automatically synchronized on the volume of the tablets. So if I decide that this is an intelligent device, I would like to take control of it, or I would like to know the state of it, I can also synchronize what are all the bars and all the buttons, what position, if they're on or off, minimum or maximum level, etc., etc. And also, I mentioned that we have a very fast response time that shouldn't take more than 100 milliseconds from the moment that you press a command until that command is actually being executed. Okay, so how we conceived our controllers is that we do not provoke much delay in receiving the command and processing the command and then sending the result. And also communication between all the devices and the master controller, which is the one holding the tablet with the application. This is done encrypted. We are using AES protocol, which is the same if you're using, for instance, a VPN tunnel. So we are the same level of security as a VPN tunnel. And also, we can be in the middle between other controllers and other devices. Let's say you do not want a tablet with Aten application installed. That is fine. Instead, you maybe have a Cisco Touch. And the Cisco Touch is controlling the lighting, the shades, the audio and video devices on the right. So you would like this to be controlled by the Cisco. Now, the problem is that these have various protocols, and those need to be added in one equipment. And this is our VK controller. And you can connect the VK controller to the Cisco Touch, and then you can connect our VK controller to the devices. You can configure the intelligence, how these devices should behave, and then you will just wait for the command to be received from Cisco Touch. So we can integrate with other vendors as well. Now, I'm going to leave this part the last, how to actually do a small project. Meanwhile, we do have a project that is waiting for us to test, to play a little bit with it. And now I'm going to tell you that we based some of the installations on a mixture of electrical wiring and IP world. Okay, so this is a mixture. Sometimes some projects can be done by people that are only good in electrical part, and sometimes these projects can be done only by people that are very good in IP world, and we're trying to combine those two. We're trying to give each side the information that they're lacking. This means, for instance, if you are not familiar with IP, you're not familiar with working with networks, that is okay, because we also have a system with identifiers, which is much easier to understand. And basically, you will just set up some different identifiers for the equipment that you're going to connect to controllers, and you don't have to care about the IP. So IP world, if you're not handling very well, it's okay, you can still install a controller. To create a nice page or pages for the customer to use, we're going to use a program called VK6000, and at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you a demo how to create. And also, I would like to emphasize that we are compatible with a large number of vendors and standards. Okay, so if you're thinking about video standards like OnVIF, we're compatible with that one. If you're thinking about projectors, PJ-Link standard, yeah, we're compatible with that one as well. Serial like Modbus, we're compatible with that one as well. And also different established brands in creating intelligent things for your rooms, conference rooms, intelligent houses, intelligent buildings, etc. Like I mentioned, we have expansion boxes. For instance, when you're buying a controller, I'm going to show you right now how a controller looks like. When you're buying a controller, it has some fixed number of interfaces like relays, serial ports, telnet, Ethernet, etc. If you need more, you can buy up to 8 of these units of each type. So you can buy 8 you can buy 8 relays, for instance, 8 boxes with relays. You can buy 8 boxes with digital input, digital output, or serial ports, etc. And you can add more equipment to the brain of the network, to the controller. We also provide physical keypads. So if you do not like the tablets, or you just prefer it as a simple methods of controlling a room, if you prefer a keypad, then we also give you the keypads. And we can also duplicate this on your application, on your app from the tablet. And it will look the same. If you have an installation which is a little bit bigger, for instance, this kind of installation with 3 or more rooms, or at least 2 rooms, then you can decide to give each room a tablet, and each tablet will only see that room, can only control the equipment on that particular room. Or you can combine them in one master tablet that when you go to each room, you can decide what to enable or disable, start or open or shut from that room. So either installation is fine. We support both of them, or even a hybrid between them. We mentioned in the beginning of our presentation that we would like to replace the remote controls. But somehow the remote controls are very specific. They have some specific functions for that equipment that they control. Maybe it's a particular device and it has very important functions. And we can learn those functions from the remote control, which means someone will push a button, we will learn the signal, and then we can use the signal to send the equipment the appropriate command without you actually physically press the button. You just have the tablet and you press the graphical button for this function. What is our line of product? So I mentioned we have 2 brains. We have the VK2100 and the VK1100. This is our starting point. So to have this kind of intelligent, you need to choose at least one of these 2. If the installation is bigger, you can choose more than one. You can attach control pads. Those by themselves can do a little bit of intelligence, but they're not at the level of the VKs, of the actual physical equipment. If the ports that are provided by default on each of our controller is not enough, then you need to acquire expansion boxes. Also, we will have a configurator software. This is free. You can download it even now from Aten site, and you can play with it. We also have 2 more programs. Control Assist, I'm going to demonstrate Control Assist. This is for controlling your computer. So if your computer or a certain computer in the room is important, or in the server room is important, maybe you would like to stream something from that computer on your nice video wall, like I'm going to demonstrate, then you need a program to be installed on the computer. And this is also free, and this is called Control Assist. And also we have a database generator. I'm going to show you that we provide a lot of drivers. However, there are so many companies providing so many products that it is impossible to have a driver for each product that you're bringing to the network. In this case, somebody, I'm not saying who, but somebody should create a driver. And this is not complicated. You just need to read the manual of your product, see what commands it responds to, and configure the VK to respond to that command. And it's not complicated at all. But I'm going to show you that we do provide drivers. This is just a very short ending picture. What kind of protocols we support, what kind of intelligent or semi-intelligent equipment you can have in the room, and we will still be able to control it. And also, I mentioned keypads, so you can have keypads that are on the rooms that control the environment, and you can use our engraving service. For instance, you can have particularities in the room. You can control something very specific, and you would like the buttons to have the name of the product that they are controlling, those specific names. So if you do not like our default naming, like exit, on, off, up, down, etc., you don't like our iconography, then you can choose your own iconography, send us the file, and we will engrave you with your own desires. Okay? And also we have a lot of training videos, and this one today is probably going to be part of these general training videos, but we also have specific training videos. Just follow the link that you have below, and you can access some specifics that you would like to configure, something that you met only on your installation. That being said, this is our first part that shows us that the controller, the VK2100 or 1100, is the brain of the network. So after you have bought your intelligent things, you can use the VK as a master brain to control them. And the second part of our presentation, I'm going to show you the customer perspective. Okay, so let me show you the customer perspective. What exactly how the customer is going to interact after you have done your work. So after you have installed everything, after you have installed your VK, your intelligent equipment, etc. So what you're having on the background is actually our video wall, and we can control that as well. And I'm going to show you a few intelligent things that we have in the room. Okay, so we have the intelligent curtains right there. We have our video wall, which is also an intelligent equipment by itself. Now, under the table, we also have an intelligent PDU. We also have that, and we also have some lights, which are over there, the side lights, and we would like to control all of those. Also, my PC is a streaming server. So I would like to take the image of my PC and I would like to put it on the video wall as well. So how can I control this? What does the customer have? Okay. So let me start the. Okay, let's start the recording. So what does customer have? So customer have the tablet. Okay, this is the tablet, and as you can see, the video wall is just duplicating the image that I'm seeing here, and I prefer to show you both to understand better. But basically, the customer will have only this tablet. Let's use this tablet to control all this environment. So how to do this? So as you can see, I have changed a little bit the iconography. Now this looks similar, except this one, which I already changed it. So let's go on this button, which says showroom. Let me close the image a little bit. So let me move this a little bit closer. So this is showroom. So when I'm pressing this, I'm going to be presented with the equipment that the showroom have. Let me move the camera a little bit. So what are the equipment that I can control? So first of all, here are the left curtains, the right curtains. I'm going to move it a little bit. So that curtain, this is here. This is the left curtain. This is here. Okay. I can control the video wall. I just add only 2 functions, but we can add a lot of functions. So I can control the video matrix from here. Here I can control the lights which are over there in our kitchen actually, so I can control the lights. Also, I mentioned I have an intelligent PDU, and let me lower the image a little bit. Okay, so I have the intelligent PDU. I can control individual sockets. So if I want to open or shut an individual socket, I can do this via this very simple graphical interface that every customer can understand, every end user can understand. And also I mentioned my computer also have some movies that I would like to see remotely. I don't want to physically go there and next to the computer. It may be in the server room. So I would like to use also this iconography to press this button and have it working. So now I'm taking my tablet again. So let's start controlling stuff, because this is what we did. We take all this intelligence, we move the cables into our server rooms, depending on what the equipments are. For some we had to have relays, for some we had to have Ethernet cables, digital input, digital output. So let's control first. And let's start first by controlling the lights in the other room. I'm going to turn the camera a little bit, just for you to see. Okay. So now I'm going to open the lights. That's it, one press. I'm opening the lights, and one press again, and to close the lights. That's it, right? It's so simple for the customer. Okay, so I use open the lights one more time. Okay, lights are open, and now I'm going to close the lights. Okay, that's it. Lights are closed. And of course I can add more buttons here to control the lights in this room, to control the lights in our reception, control the lights in our meeting room, which is behind the video. So I can add a lot of buttons to just control the lights. If the lights are intelligent, I can even have a bar to decide how much open should I want the lights to be. For instance, if I would have some levels, like 10%, 20%, 50%, 70%, I can have a bar and I can decide how much light I want in the room. Now in our case, I only have the possibility for on-off, but anyway, it's room for improvement. Let's move to our video matrix, which is behind us. Okay, let me position this correctly. So I have taken only two functions from the video matrix, although there are many functions I can have. Right now, the video matrix, which have 9 monitors, okay, I have 9 monitors, they all show the same image. But what if I'm in an electric store and these monitors would be on sale, and I would like each monitor to show the exact same image, so the people can compare to understand which monitors or TVs are better for them. So for that I have created a button, and when I'm pressing the button, each monitor is going to show an individual image. Okay, and if one customer decides that, okay, this image is too small, he's talking to the receptionist guy or to the guy from the stand, and he says, okay, I would like this image, I would like to see it on all monitors. I want to understand if maybe the image have a problem or the monitor have a problem. So then I have created another button which reverts. The same image is going to go on the whole image. So with a VK, again, I have a very easy and very intuitive possibility to control different things in the room. Let's control the curtain. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera a little bit, and I'm going to use these two buttons, okay, that controls the curtain. The curtain is up, and you can see the iconography better here. Okay, the curtain goes up and the curtain goes down, so you can have the iconography better. But I still need to use the tablet. So let me turn the camera to the curtain, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the curtain up by pressing it, and as you can see the logo change, as you can see the icon also change. Now I'm going to press this button to move the curtain down, so you can see also that the iconography is going to change. Okay, so let's move the curtain down. I'm pressing the button down, and as you can see the icon change. So this is very simple and very intuitive for an end customer to interact with all the things. And imagine we can have a projector here, I can start it and or I can shut it down. Again, lights, I can have different level of lighting. And also we have an intelligent PDU. Let's see what we can do with the intelligent PDU. And on this intelligent PDU, on position 7, which is here, on position 7, which is here, I have connected a PC, okay? I'm remotely, let's assume the PC is very far away from me in the server room, and this PC I connected to this monitor, which is here, okay? So this PC is connected here to this monitor, and let's open now this PC, which is on position 7. So what I did, I just pressed the on button of the PC on position 7. Okay, and we need to wait a little bit to boot, but here it is. My PC, which is in the server room, is very far away from me, is booting. I'm just pressing one button here, and I'm starting my servers, my PCs, etc. Okay, so the PC is already booting. Again, I don't want to be extremely technical. But we also use Wake on LAN. So for people that are familiar with this standard Wake on LAN, we use Wake on LAN also from the controller. Before I demonstrate the VLC, because I need to go to my station one more time, I just want to show you the controller. Okay, so this is the controller. This is how it looks like. Okay, let me center a little bit. On the face, we don't have anything interesting. Now on the back, this is where the magic happens. So on the back, besides the powering, which every equipment should have, I have digital input, digital output, which are here, for instance. I have relays, which are here. I have relays, so I can connect relays. I can use these ones to connect relays. I have serial ports, either fixed RS-232, or I can also have a mixture of RS-232 with 422 and 485. And also here at the end, this equipment is going to connect to my network. So that means I can also control Ethernet and Telnet protocol equipment. Okay. Also, I can control on-VIF protocols, I can control PJ-Link protocols, etc. So this is how the controller looks like. And again, if you need more ports, we have expansion boxes. So if you say, okay, this equipment only have 6 serial ports, I need, I don't know, 100. That's okay, we buy expansion boxes, we buy extension boxes. Now I mentioned that this product have an Ethernet port. That means I can control Ethernet protocols. What kind of protocols? Let's use VLC on my computer to demonstrate that. So what I'm going to do right now, is that I'm going to activate the VLC. Okay, I want to start a movie or a short presentation from my computer using the controller. Now I'm going to go back to my station to show you the results. Okay, I'm still going to press this button. I'm still going to press the Start VLC on Laptop button, but let me show you what is going to be the result. So I'm here and I'm pressing the Start VLC. Okay, and now I moved into a new menu. Okay, as you can see on the background, let me turn the camera a little bit. So as you can see, now I moved into a menu that is a VLC specific menu. This is also our creation, okay? If you don't like it, you can create with your own icons, but maybe you'd like to keep it. So now I have this on button. See, I have that on button there, and I would like to press it. So when I'm pressing the on button, the VLC starts on my computer. Okay, the VLC starts on my computer. And also the movie, the first movie in a playlist also starts on my computer. Let's make this a little bit smaller because I want to demonstrate a few other things. And let's make this a little bit bigger. And where is our movie? It's here. So I have the movie from the VLC and I have my tablet with the controls and commands. So what I want to do is now the movie is still playing. I can move to here or maybe here. Okay, so the movie is still playing and I can control the movie. Okay, I can decide it to pause it a little bit. So now, as you can see, the VLC is paused. I can start playing again. And if I don't like this movie, maybe I like the next one better, then I will press the previous. Okay, so now I move to a new movie. And as you can see, the icon, the size changed, and probably I don't want half of the image. Probably I would like it full screen. So I have a full screen button. You can see it in the background here. So I have a full screen button, which I'm going to press right now. So now the entire movie is full screen on the output. Now, right now it's outputting on my own display, but I can also push it to the video matrix. Okay. Let's revert back from full screen. So what I did, I just pressed again the full screen. Now, VLC have other commands. For instance, I can have here, I can have a loop and repeat. This I did not implement it now because I want to keep this one, the implementation, for the last part of the presentation. Okay. Super. So now you understand what is the customer experience. Okay, so the customer experience is this tablet with a nice interface. He is just pressing the buttons. He's decided what he wants to do. I want to control the lights. I want to control the curtains. I want to control the video matrix. And he's just pressing the buttons. And it's up to us, we as Aten and you as system integrator, to decide what to put here. Okay, what to put here, and if there should be intelligence shared between them. For instance, when I have pressed the VLC button and the movie started, maybe I want the drapes to automatically go down, okay? Maybe I want the drapes to automatically go down. I don't want to press the button myself. I want the drape to go automatically. So this is an intelligence, okay? When you press this button, it means, oh, you want to see a movie, great. Let's shut down the lights and let's move the curtain to its lowest position. So the movie experience can be better. And this intelligence of devices communicating between them, this is only possible via Aten controller, okay, which is in the background. Again, I'm not selling the curtains. I'm not selling the lights. I'm not selling the VLC. Well, actually, that is free. I am selling the video matrix, so I can integrate both my equipment and other vendor equipment into the same solution. So now you understand how a customer interacts, and I want to show you one more thing. You remember me controlling the lights from the other room, okay? Which can be weird if you have a large installation with a lot of rooms and not all the people are authorized to play in different rooms. So what should I do in this case? Well, let's return to the main menu. And let's say this music, I'm not authorized to use it. Okay, I am authorized to use the showroom. I am authorized to open the lights, change the video wall, etc. Let's change it now. Okay, so I'm authorized to change the video wall. That's okay, but I'm not authorized to go to music and play with the music. So when I'm pressing the music, it's going to ask me for a password. Okay, so I can have tiered access. Okay, if you're authorized, then you know the password. You can modify the music in the room, the ambience, the volume, the playlist, whatever. But I'm not authorized, so I don't know the password, so I will not enter. Also, I have shown you that I have grouped via a room. So now we are in the showroom. Now in the showroom menu. So I can control various aspects of the showroom. But maybe you're saying, oh, I don't want this kind of design. I would like all the curtains it doesn't matter the room that they're in. I would like to be on the same menu. That's okay. It's up to you to decide how the menus would look like. It's up to you. It's fine. And also you can have shortcuts. So for instance, this we are just returning to the sorry. So we are, for instance, from this menu, we can have shortcuts. This one will go to the room that we started, and this button will go to the very beginning. So this one will go to the room we have started. However, this one we can go to the actual room. Okay, the beginning, the very beginning. So again, the design that you are going to implement for your customer, you need to discuss. You need to show this kind of presentation to your customer, maybe even create a small showroom for yourself. Call the customer, show what the VK can do, show how you can install various aspects. And imagine you're not only going to win projects with Aten alone, you're going to sell the lights, you're going to sell the electric powers, you're going to sell the curtains, you're going to sell the projector. So you're going to sell a lot of other stuff and Aten in the middle. So if you specialized in intelligent rooms, not only that you will sell Aten, you will sell a lot of other brands and a lot of other equipment if you can impress the customer. If you can say, oh, look how easy it is to control everything in the room or everything in your environment, everything in your house or in your building. It's only up to you to decide what you want to implement. So now, after we know what is the customer experience with our VK, for those of you brave enough who remain up to the very end, I would like to show you how we did it. What are the tools that we have used in order to create this scenario in which the drapes are working, the VLC is working, the lights are working, the computer I can start or shut down remotely, etc. So for that, as I told you, we have a program called VK6000, which is free. You can download it from Aten site. We can start it. Yes. So we can start this program. Let's close the VLC. We don't need it. Okay. Okay, so this is the program. Now, if this is the first time you want to configure a VK, you want to start from the very beginning, like putting a name of the project, giving some extras. However, we already have a project that is working, so I'm going to open that one because I want to show you different things, how we control different things that the customer just experienced. Okay, so let's wait for this to load. Okay, project loaded successfully. Excellent. So let's move to device. Now, in this part, I can see my VK. Okay, in this case, I'm using a 2100, the bigger one. And also, I have one expansion box. I needed more relays for the curtains. So I got an expansion box. In this part, I decide on each interface what equipment do I have, what product do I have. Maybe here I have an I don't know, Axis IP camera. Okay, maybe I have an Axis IP camera here. Add. Next one here, maybe I have a door sensor from I don't know, from Fujitsu. Okay, I have a door sensor from Fujitsu. Okay, add. Next, so what do I have? Ethernet, relay, serial. For instance, do you remember the video matrix? This I control via a serial interface. So I add a video matrix on one of my serial ports and I physically connected them to the controller. Other serial ports, you can add switches here. You can add various equipment. You can add serial ports that decide a manufacturing plant, how it works. Sometimes the equipment of the manufacturing plant you can control via serial. And if you have a product that we have in our library, let's say I want to add another video matrix, let's say VM3200, Okay, I search it, and sometimes you will see that we do have the driver for it, which means the commands, if you double click this one, okay, so after you double click this one, not only that it imports the name of the product, it also imports all the commands that this product responds to. And I'm going to show you what these commands are. So after we decide which equipment we have and where did we put them, okay, which interface does it respond to, we move to the design. Remember, we are a user-centric installation. So we need to think about the customer, how it is the most easy and understanding way for the customer to play with our solution. So if you remember the graphics that I have shown you in the background on the video wall and also on my tablet, these are the graphics. Okay, if you decide, oh, I don't like the graphics, I want something much nicer for the customer or different, you can just play with it, okay? For instance, you don't want this to be called video, you want to be called broadcasting, for instance, okay? And you don't like the position of it, you want to be a little bit lower, you know, sky is the limit. It's up to you to decide the design that it will influence the acquisition of the customer the best. You want more buttons, you can double click, you can add a new button, you can decide which layout it has, what kind of button, should it be a normal one or press and release like our curtains, toggle for some period of time. You can give a name, you can give, let's say, full start system, for instance. And then after you decide the buttons, what the buttons do, basically this is the home page, the landing page of the customer. So maybe you want this to be links to new pages. For instance, this showroom, this button is just a link to this page, if you remember, with the buttons and you know, video matrix, curtains, VLC, etc. Why? Because if I take all this equipment and all these pictures, and if I put them here in home to have, sorry, if I put them here in home, it's going to be a massive number of icons and buttons. This is really confusing for the customer. So what I wanted to do is to be a little bit more order, to have a little bit of order, not to be cumbersome for the customer. So I created a new page with a link. So this is the new page. You can breathe here. Okay, the icons are separated, they're clear. I have room for text, etc. So again, I can modify this. For instance, the curtain, if you remember the curtain, what does it do when I actually press the up button? What does it do? So because this is a relay, I just decided that it's going to close a relay, and then I choose which relay should it close. Okay, so it's not complicated. You shouldn't be afraid of this. And also, we are going to help you. If you have a potential customer that you think is going to be impressed by the VK and how easy it is to interact, just give us a call, and we are going to propose a design, propose a demo for this customer, maybe ship you some of our equipment. And you already configured, and you just plug in the equipment that you have, and the tablet will do the rest. Okay, so if you remember, I said that we have drivers for different products. Why is it helpful for us? You remember the video wall and how easy it was for me to just press a button, and then the video wall moved from 1 image to 9 images. Now, these are the buttons, and when I'm choosing something for the video wall, like an action to be done with the video wall, you can see how easy it is if I have a library. So let's say I add a new button. Okay, I would like this button to activate profile number 3 of the video wall. I'm not sure what profile number 3 is, but I guess we'll find out together. So in this case, I just move to my video matrix and see all the commands that the video matrix respond to are already here. I don't have to configure them. I don't have to read the manual to understand what is the command syntax behind it. I don't need to understand this. And I would like to, let's say, switch inputs to outputs. No, I would like to switch to a profile, a predefined profile. Where are my profiles? Scaling, save connection, load the saved profile. Yeah, load the saved profile. Okay, so if I press this button, I would like to move to profile number 3. Okay, so let's give a name, profile 3. Okay, and I don't exactly know what profile 3 does, but I can show you right now. So if I move to the video matrix, I can show you what profile number 3 does. So profile number 3, profile number 3 is going to have one image of 4 monitors, and then each of those monitors separate. So these monitors, these are going to show the same image. That's what profile number 3 is doing. So after I have done this, let's say customer liked my solution, but he considers that with this button, the solution is much better. Okay, it will suit all his needs much better. So I have created this button for this customer. I have added the functionality that I want. What do I do next? And the last part, so after I have done the project itself with the names and everything, after I have decided which devices my customer have, and then after I have put a graphical interface or interfaces for my customer, and I decided which button and which function the buttons will have, then I just upload to my controller. Okay, so I will search for this and I will upload to the controller. Now, this is going to take some time, not that long, but this is going to take some time, and it will allows me to show you. Okay, it will allows me to show you what's going to happen in the background. Okay, so this is uploading to the controller. And as you can see here, my tablet says, oh, the product is not responding. Okay, the controller is not responding. And it will ask me to reconnect. Let me make this image a little bit bigger. So it's going to ask me to reconnect, which means my tablet, which is here, is going to automatically take the new modifications. Me as a user, I'm a customer. I don't know about updating and IPs and everything. I want things to be automatic for me done. Okay, transparent. I don't care which equipment do I have. I want functionality. So after this importing is going to be over, we're going to reconnect. This is only going to take a few more seconds. And as you can see, the new buttons and the new layout is going to be available for us. Okay, so me as a customer, after you as a system administrator done the modification, I just need to reconnect and update, and that's it. There's no technical things for me as a customer. Okay, so if you give me just a couple more seconds for this to finish, and I can demonstrate. Now, until this reconnects, I can tell you that today's training is over. So all the things that I want to present were presented. If you have questions for me while we wait for the profile to be imported, if you have questions for me, feel free to open your microphones and ask me questions or send me via chat. And I'm waiting. Now I'm waiting for your questions. Okay, so this has been reconnected. So now I'm going to reconnect. It will tell me that there is an update. I'm going to press the update button. I'm going to wait a little bit. Okay. So do you remember the new graphics with the buttons that I moved down, created the new button? Also, if I move to showroom, now I have this button called Profile 3, which was not available for me. And if I press it, as you remember, this is going to create from these 4 monitors just one single image, and then this is going to be quite random. Okay, so I have created a new button with new functionality for my customer. It was very easy. It took me 2 minutes from my desire to the actual execution, and this is how a VK looks like for the customer. Very, very easy. Again, thank you very much for being with me today. I hope this demonstration was clear for you. I hope now you can present the VK to your customer. And if you feel like a customer is going to be impressed by one of our demos, just come back to us and let us prepare a demo together and let us demonstrate to the customer the functionality. Thank you.